So unfortunately, our pre-box fears came true. Cyber Dragon has now got access to Infinity. But the downside of losing Overflow. I mean, it could be worse. You could be a Ghost Trick player right now.
Are you serious?
So this begs the question, just how good is Cyber Dragon when it no longer has access to Overflow? Especially considering half the meta right now is filled with Droplet, or things like Eclipse that easily bait out your Infinity. Is this deck even worth it? Well, if you build it a certain way, I think it's still pretty goddamn good. Let me show you. So here's today's deck list. But, just a reminder before I get into the deck list, if you guys are enjoying today's video and want to see some more content and more deck lists from me in the future, please remember to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel down below. Alright, let's jump into this deck list. Alright, so what exactly is new with Cyber Dragon? Well, this deck list has gotten 2 brand new cards and of course a brand new skill, and we'll start with the skill first, Immortal Cyber Style. So this skill has 2 effects. The first one is you just dump a Cyber Dragon straight to your graveyard, basically at the start of the game, which is fantastic because you got cards like, of course, your Cyber Repair Plant that requires a monster in your graveyard. You got things like your Cyber Dragon Nachster that wants to revive things back from the graveyard. It's just a really useful effect, and you're going to get a lot of use out of it. The second part of the skill is it allows you, pretty similar to the old Cyber Dragon skill, to adjust levels on your field to make them level 5, which makes it really easy to go into your rank 5 monsters, including things like your Cyber Dragon Nova, which of course now means you can summon this thing to the field and instantly rank it up into Cyber Dragon Infinity. This card is your main boss monster for the deck now. It is an Omni-Negate, so if your opponent activates any spell, trap, or monster effects, you can just negate and destroy. And additionally, it can also target your opponent's stuff and suck it up below the card for more materials to use for more negates later on. It is an absolutely bonkers card. The other new cards in the deck list are your Herz and your Search spell. This card is very simple, it's just a search spell, searches one of your cards in your deck list. If your opponent tries to negate it, you can discard 1 card to add it back to your hand. Very simple card. Then we have your Herz. This card, when it's sent to the graveyard, can add a Cyber Dragon from your graveyard back to your hand. And keep in mind, these cards are both treated as Cyber Dragon when in the graveyard, so this card can loop these cards back to your hand to use later on. Additionally, when you special summon it to the field, you can change its level to level 5, but keep in mind, you can only use one of the 2 effects per turn, not both during the same turn. And the final card I want to mention for this deck list is of course the inclusion of Barrage Blast. You're going to love this card. Just watch the final replay in this video, just look forward to it. It's absolutely hilarious. This card is disgusting. Basically, if you've never seen this card before, if you have Machine Xyz monsters on the field, you can activate this card, detach materials from below those Xyz monsters, and nuke the field based on the amount of materials detached. It is an amazing replacement for the overflow we've lost, because it destroys just as many cards. Your general end field for this deck is going to be a Vimana in combination with an Infinity. Both are Machine Xyz monsters with tons of materials below them. Also, both of which continuously attach materials below them as well. Infinity sucks up your opponent's stuff, and your Vimana sucks up cards from your graveyard, stuff like your Xyz monsters like your Nova you've already used to rank up into your Infinity, can be put in the graveyard and put below the Vimana. Meaning this thing being a continuous trap means you can nuke your opponent's field, the turn passes back, you restock up on your Xyz materials, and you can use it again. Yeah, these 2 cards are insane in combination with this. I absolutely love this card. I also forgot to mention that if your opponent tries to Droplet you, Barrage Blast is going to be your best friend. They negate both your 2 monsters on the field, they both still have 2 materials below them, Barrage Blast is still going to nuke your opponent's field for 4, even if you're under Droplet. Yeah, you should probably be playing this card, it feels pretty goddamn good. As for the rest of the deck list, it's probably all cards you've seen before, so without further ado, let's check out some gameplay. Alright, today I've saved 5 replays to share with you guys, all of which were gathered inside of Kia Games, but do keep in mind, it is late month Kia Games, meaning the quality of these matches, they're not the greatest. I think with this deck list, I didn't have any super impressive win streaks, but out of the like 20 or so games I played with it, I probably won 15 of them, and that's not impressive, it's just late month Kia Games is just... there's a lot of junk, so it's kind of hard to find really, really insane replays. I try to gather the best ones I could, but do take this video with a little bit of grain of salt. I'm not sure just how good Cyber Dragon is going to be in general, especially in like tournament play and stuff, but at least on ladder it seems fine. Inside of King of Games it just steamrolls, but yeah, I have to wait and see what the how the meta develops, and just if this deck does turn out to be meta relevant. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell just from ladder gameplay, so let's get into it anyway. Starting off with a Lyrilisk. Alright, so I don't think I played this game very well. I think I used my Omni Negate way too early, but you'll see. Alright, so a good, nice starting hand. Typically, if you ever open a Herz or you open a Core in combination with your search spell, you're good to go. Because you can just, or your Nachster in combination with your search spell, you can just do your full combo. Because your deck is essentially a 2-card combo, but there's so many ways to get a hold of 2 cards, it's pretty easy to do. Core, searching the plant, because we have a Cyber Dragon in graveyard from the skill, we can search from the deck. Discarding the Herz with the Nachster, sorry. Nachster revive the Cyber Dragon, the Herz is going to search for a Cyber Dragon from deck. Alright, making these level 5, making my Nova. Nova detaching, reviving. Keep in mind, if you're doing the combo in this order, you're going to want to use the Cyber Dragon as material for the Nova. That way you can detach it and revive it again, because you need to have a level 5 to rank up, obviously, or make the rank. The final exceeds on the field. So just make sure you're attaching this card. Alright, these two make Vimana. And there is your end field, and we're saying the Barrage Blast and the Droplet. We've got a Omni Negate, a Monster Negate, which can boost the attack of cards on the field once I've attached the Nova on the below it. We've got Barrage Blast to nuke for potentially 4, and we've got Forbidden Droplet as well. Alright, MST going to be removing the Droplet. I'm trying to save this card as long as possible, because I'm pretty scared of him just having a Eclipse here. So I'm just holding this card as long as possible. I could negate this, but I just want to hold on to it. Warbler going to be reviving Sparrow's effect. I'm going to destroy the Sparrow. Not sure if this is actually worth here or not. I honestly don't know. Maybe I should have Barrage Blasted and popped for 2 here and save these 2 negates. I don't know, honestly. So I could have been... If he had like a Eclipse here, then could have Eclipsed me and I would have been pretty doomed. So I don't know. Either way, use the card in hand. Vimana going to be negating, then going to be using the Nova to reattach to it. So I still have the ability to pop 2 cards with Barrage Blast. Put still on field, Barrage Blast attached 2, pop 2, and he's donezo. Alright, so I don't think I played that particularly well. I think I should have saved the Omni and maybe used Barrage Blast sooner. I don't know. The Omni's pretty important. Like, it is pretty terrifying, just your opponent having the potential to have an Eclipse. Because Eclipse, unlike Droplet, does shit on Barrage Blast as well. At least I think it does. Alright. Up against Cyber Dragon. I think this is a pretty quick replay, because I just wanted to showcase something. So he's playing, of course, Cyber Dragon as well. Plenty of these on the cog ladder right now. Probably because the Predaplant stuff isn't out yet. Or the character isn't out yet. Emergency grabbing the Nachster. Nachster discard, special summon, reviving. And I don't know why he made the Link monster here, but apparently he did. Right, Nova going to be special summoning, making the Infinity. And passing on a very, very shitty field. Alright, so I just wanted to showcase a particular thing with this. I'm going to use my Repair Plant. If my opponent tries to negate this, I could always use the Droplet in response to negate it. But if he doesn't negate it, I can grab a Kaiju. Because of course, Repair Plant can search for the Jizukiru, how you pronounce this thing as well. Which is fantastic against Infinity, because you can just remove it. Didn't even need to use the Droplet, can save it for a future turn perhaps. And now we can just do whatever we want, because he set up a very, very suboptimal end field. Grabbing the Cyberload Fusion. Herz is going to be adding a card to hand. Reviving back, these two become your 5, and yeah, he's already conceded. I just wanted to show the Kaiju, which is the main reason for that one. Alright, final 3 replays. Now I remember the last 2 were bangers, but I'm not sure about this one. I think this might have just been a Droplet replay. Although my opponent was playing something a little bit interesting. He's essentially tried to adapt how Fleur can set up their fields now. So he's using this to make a level 3, puts level 2 on the field, reduces this to 6, sorry, to 5, and then he makes Hagosha, which is 2 level 5s, and makes Nova into Infinity, which is kind of interesting. So now instead of having like the whatever it is, Crystal Wing or whatever, they can have an Omni Negate instead of just a Monster Negate, which is kind of sick. Though it really needs to draw some tech cards as well. I'm not really sure just 2 monsters is really going to do the trick in current year when you got things like Droplet around. Alright, Cyberstar going to be sending, going to be using the repair plants. He's got a Crow, so I actually didn't even know how that worked. I think he thought that by banishing the Cyber Dragon, this effect would no longer search from deck, which, honestly, I couldn't even have told you if it works that way or not, but it turns out it doesn't. I still get to search from deck. So negate 2, still get to search from deck. Core going to be adding the Fusion. Fusion using the banished card. Making the Rampage. Rampage going to be milling 2, making sure to mill the Herz, to then add back a Cyber Dragon from deck to hand, which I can then use with the Nachster. Nachster discarding, special summon, reviving. Activating the skill, these 2 become your Nova. Nova can detach to revive, make an Infinity, suck up his card, and keep in mind, because I used the Quick Play spell, this is the only card that can attack after I use the spell, so just make sure you don't miss lethal there, but this thing can attack a billion times, so he's just dead. I was just flexing him at that point. There was like a billion ways I could have lethal. I just want to show off the Fusion monster some more. The main reason I have the Fusion spell in this deck with Duel is I'm terrified of Book of Eclipse. If your opponent Book of Eclipse you when you have 2 monsters on field, your turn's done if you don't have access to a Fusion. If you have access to a Fusion, you can just use the Fusion spell, make room, summon it to the field, and you've cleared up your field. Also, the Fusion's level 5, so you can use the Fusion with a level 5 to go into a Infinity. So it can clear up the field, which is the main reason I have it, just in case of Book of Eclipse. Or for other stupid reasons like you'll see in these replays, where you can also use it to just attack a billion times. It's also good when you have no reason to search for anything else, because there's no point searching for a search spell here, because I've already got everything I need, so I just search for a Fusion instead. Alright, Nachster and Herz, you've seen this combo already, grabbing the dragon, reviving, making level 5, making Nova. Nova becomes Infinity after reviving, these 2 become your dude. Alright. Oh wait, this is the banger replay. I thought it was the last one. This is the really banger replay using the Barrage Blast. I thought it was the final replay. Oh, you're gonna love this. Alright, so opponent's gonna be searching, and then he's going to be using Forbidden Droplet. Oh no, I just lost access to my entire field. However will I cope? So he's going to summon, he's then going to summon another card. He does so much shit actually. Grabs a soldier, these 2 make the Link adds back from grave. He then uses the card from they just added back to discard special summon. And then he's going to normal summon and revive back that monster. And here is where I decide he's had enough fun. He's had enough fun for one day. Oh boy. Barrage Blast, nuke for 4. Oh, look at that! Look at that feed! Activates Barrage Blast, his entire field is gone. Actually crazy. It's like using Needle Stealing, but I don't lose my own stuff. And this card stays on the field to be used later on. It is crazy. Alright, and final replay. Which isn't as exciting as that one. I probably should have saved that replay for last, actually. Oh yeah, this is just some guy trying to play Ubel pretty badly. This was a bit of a brick hand from me. Alright. So, weirdly enough, opening 2 spell cards with this deck is actually not full combo. It doesn't really work very well, because you can't is you search your guy, he searches for the spell card, and then it just doesn't function very well. So it only turns into a 1-card combo. Well, not a 1-card, but it turns into only a 1xyz monster. You'd have to open another monster as well to fix it. If you opened another Cyber Dragon, it would fix it, but yeah. Just opening the 2 spell cards and no monsters doesn't end on a very good field, sadly. Alright, so we're just gonna end on Infinity, set Barrage Blast with Forbidden Droplet, and pass the turn. Dark Hole, gonna negate that. Gonna be using Neo's Fusion. Activating Swords of Revealing Light. Why is it always the Yubel players that play this card? Anyway, swings in, I've got a Droplet, gonna be negating that. He's of course gonna defend it. If you're wondering why he didn't let it go, I assume it's because he used Neo's Fusion, so he wouldn't be able to summon the big dude from deck anyway. And of course, Barrage Blast is available to remove the trap card. His turn, I'm just gonna suck this thing up, it's mine now. And yeah, he's just... I can do whatever I want to him here. Gonna make a Nova. Nova's going to be detaching, summoning back. Making Nova really big by banishing. Barrage Blast popping this. I can now swing with this card, or I could have then, even if he had like a billion life points, I could have swung with this, use Cyberload Fusion using the Cyber Dragon monster on field and the banished Cyber Dragon, and then summon that guy and hit him some more. So, pretty banger. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's replays. Hope you guys enjoyed them. If you do, remember to like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. Still plenty of new box videos coming up, so hope to see you in those videos. Thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.